What was the last major appliance you bought? Maybe you bought a whole set of home appliances. Would love to know how much you spent. You can send me a text message at 514-790-0800, 514-790-0800. I'd love to know about the appliances you've bought and how much you spent on them, because it is that time of the week. Every Monday at just after the 11 o'clock news, we take a look at the cost of common goods and services and try and figure out how much you should be spending on them. Today, we take a look at appliances because perhaps around the holidays, you realized that you need some new appliances. Maybe that stove wasn't working as well as it should. Maybe the fridge is on the fritz. But we all know that appliances seemingly no longer built to last, and the prices keep on rising. Let's head over now to Dave Shapiro, the owner of Home of the Clearance Man. He's on the line. Dave, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Tell me about your business, by the way. Home of the Clearance Man. So are you out there getting good deals on clearance items?
We only get good deals. So I guess it's about 15 years ago we started in used appliances and then transferred into new. And now we're a dealer for Frigidaire, Electrolux, GE, and then we buy opportunity trailers as well from the States where we can get some really good pricing.
So let me ask you this, and maybe this is the best way to start this. Do you get what you pay for when it comes to appliances?
I heard you kind of mention it there. They're not built like they used to be, right? So, we see it even now in models like you open up a model, let's say from a 2020 to a 2025. There was 4 screws holding the soap dish. Now there's like a plastic clip holding it. So it's mass-produced products, right? So they're continuing to find like cheaper ways to make it. So, I mean, it's like you said, it's definitely not what it used to be. I think the longevity on the stuff is around 10 years. It also depends, though, on how you're maintaining your machines, you know? So if you're kind of just like, whatever, yeah, I would say you're going to get 10 years. But if you take care of it and do all the maintenance to it, you can get much longer than 10 years, put it that way.
And Dave, I've also heard the argument made this way, that yes, they don't make them like they used to. Mm-hmm. They are not, quote unquote, built to last. But if you take a look and you include inflation and all of that the appliances are actually cheaper than they've ever been. And that's the trade-off. It's cheaper to get an appliance, historically speaking, but you got to buy them more often.
Yeah, fair enough. I can agree with that. I mean, they also, I would say, is that they make lower-end models. So, like GE can make a top-load washer that we're selling around like $550, $600, and then they make a top-load washer that sells over $1,000. So they put more into like the $1,000. It's not so much the features. You can kind of see the quality of the build is a little more into that $1,000 machine.
And I've got a text message from a listener that tells me they spent $5,000 on a SMEG oven, right? So that's like high-end, high furnishings, that kind of level. You can break the bank on that stuff.
100%. That's like Wolf and Sub-Zero and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's, again, you kind of pay what you get, right? So, I mean, we don't, unfortunately, we don't really carry any Wolf or Sub-Zero and stuff like that. It's too high end for us. So we're more in the, GE and Frigidaire has like Frigidaire Professional, and GE has the cafe lines that are high end, but they're not up in that category there.
And I would say most people are looking at more of the consumer grade and not the professional grade stuff. Yep. Let me ask you, do you suggest to people that they buy appliances separately or those bundles? I know some people would like to have all their appliances look alike, but at times I'm like, wait a minute, this brand makes great washers. This other brand makes great stoves. It's not always like the same brand makes the best of everything.
No, I agree with you 100%. I think that's a lot to do with the visual of you walk into the kitchen and you see all KitchenAid appliances. I think it's really the visual. I would say in terms of the advantage of buying all together, you're going to get a better deal. I know for us, and I know most stores are more encouraged to give kind of a bulk deal if you're buying 5 units compared to buying 1.
Gotcha.
So you'll save some money if you're going to buy in bulk, for sure. That's 100%.
So let's talk money here. Yeah. Let's say I want all new appliances. I want to outfit my place. How much does someone need to spend nowadays? What's the going rate?
I mean, it's, again, like I kind of said before, it all depends on what you kind of want to have in there. If you want to have standard stuff like a standard 30-inch fridge with a freezer on the top and a basic stove, no convection, washer dryer, again, all basic stuff, I would say you can get stuff, probably a package like that, probably under $3,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But again, that's all the basic stuff. Like, from, I'm sure you're well aware. I mean, the stoves we have models that we sell at about 800, and then we have them goes up to about 4,500. And I'm not carrying Wolf or Sub-Zero, and I'm still up to 4,500. So really depends on what you're looking for. But if you are looking to just kind of fit the need, you can get stuff between 25 and 3,000 for a fridge, stove, dishwasher, and a washer dryer.
With Dave Shapiro, he's the owner of Home of the Clearance Man, sells appliances, and we're talking about the cost of appliances. Got a text message here from a listener that says they're moving in February. They need a new fridge. They need a new stove. They're buying LG, and they say, let's face it, it's a mid-tier brand for a fridge with water dispenser. They drink a lot of water. And an induction stove. It's supposed to be more energy efficient. They are paying over $4,400. Lots of exclamation marks because, as they mentioned, this is not top of the line LG either, but that's the going price for that duo.
Look, I don't want to push my store or anything, but we would sell it for significantly less than that. And in a mid-range kind of LG, I mean, also depending on the size, standard size is 30, but we have 30, 33, and 36 is most of the sizes we have. But 44 for two appliances is pretty expensive.
Do you find there are features that are not worth either the cost and or headache?
Well, I will tell you one thing. People come in and they want the self-clean on the oven, and it's sometimes a game changer. I would tell you right away that it's not a great feature at all. The self-clean goes up to about 800 degrees inside your oven. And if you think about when you're cooking something, you're never cooking something more than 400, 450, So when they put these on at 800 and they start doing these self-cleans every week, they burn out the elements. They burn them out 100%. So if somebody was looking, they want that, they make the steam clean where you put a little bit of water at the bottom of the oven and it uses that to clean. That's much more efficient. But I mean, there's tons of stuff. I mean, I have in my own kitchen, I have a TV fridge. So is it worth it? Probably not. But it had dents on the side, and nobody really wanted to buy it for that. So I said, okay, well, we'll take it home. So, you're paying a significant price to have a TV on the fridge. Do we really use it? Not really. I mean, we have YouTube on there, and sometimes the kids go on and put hockey highlights or something like that.
Oh, God. But, how often are you watching TV on the fridge? There's a question.
Well, when you block the other TVs out, they find a way to get on there somehow, right? So. Again, I would say in terms of that with the dented stuff, some people we have a whole section about it, and all my appliances in my house are that. I took them home. They're brand new. They have the wrap on it, still same manufacturer warranty and everything, but there'll be like a dent or a scratch on it. And some people just can't. They won't do it. They can't do it. So
they'll wait till they put their own dent on it in a couple of years.
That's exactly it. So you're saving significant amount of money if you can look past like a little. And I'm talking about the size of a penny. Like I'm not talking about an elbow-sized dent. A small penny-sized dent can save you up to $1,000 on a unit.
David, before I have to let you go, just maybe a thought on used appliances. For those who are on a budget, sometimes money is really tight. What are your thoughts on buying used appliances and how someone should protect themselves?
Well, I mean, again, if you had a little bit of a history on the machine, if you knew kind of the owner and how they kind of, like I said at the beginning of the conversation, how they maintained the machine, it's not bad. It's not a bad option. Like I said, we started in used about 15 years ago. It's just that the unfortunate thing with used, it's the same thing with cars. Something breaks and you fix it, let's say on a dishwasher, you fix the drain pump. And then 3 weeks later, there's a problem with the main board. So, I mean, it's just inevitable with something used that you could run into more problems. So
are you
not a terrible, but...
Are you a yay or a nay on extended warranties?
So, good question there. I would, to be honest with you, we sell extended warranties. And I'm never going to turn somebody down. But to be honest, no, I'm a nay. Because majority of the problems that happen with an appliance are within the first 2 months. So you're covered anyway. A machine that's going to have problems, it's like I said, it's at the beginning. It's not 2.5 years later that you're paying for it. So, and a lot of manufacturers will include extended manufacturer warranties on compressors, on the motors. They'll do that. So those are the things that, yes, those things can happen on down the line. But majority, like I said, majority of the problems are right at the beginning. So to go and pay for it, I guess it's just really kind of peace of mind for yourself if you're doing it.
Dave, great info for our listeners. Thanks for coming on this morning.
I really appreciate the time.
Dave Shapiro right there. He's owner of Home of the Clearance Man.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years. And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.